Hey all, this is a video of the first building, building A, that is complete, of a 5 structure set that's going to be combined. So I just want to talk a little bit about the features of this and some of the challenges that I ran into building the structure. So I want to show it actually lighted here. Um, so that's it being lighted, and it's going to try to autofocus and adjust first. So Um, each individual has got like a little divider in there. The lights can be individually controlled, but I'm not going to show that at this point. Uh, I haven't wired up the lamps yet, so I just got to create a little board. Everything's going to be lit with 5 volts. I'm going to shut it off. So a little bit about the construction of this. That was a challenge. As you know, we kit bash this, so the only thing we have to work with is the facade that's on the front. So it was a multi-step process doing each brick. It was painted with a camel khaki, which is really flat, and then chalked, and the excess chalk removed, so to grout the brick, and then some light weathering with some black ink, dabbing it on, let everything dry. Another thing that I did too is this was all plastic down here for the foundation, and it came in little pieces, and quite honestly it looked awful. So I replaced this. I cut a foam strip out and put a chamfer on it and painted it, a concrete color, and weathered it a little bit, and gonna paste this all the way on the bottom. So that was a last minute addition. So because of this was a facade, and we had to come up. I had to come up with a roof, and not only that, but the back cornice of the roof coming up. And the main challenge I had is how to make everything out of foam core and to get precise cuts and all that. And I managed to come up with something where I don't need precise cuts except for the roof, and that's it. And this roof actually comes off, so this whole building can be taken apart and maintained if you have to get into it. So I'm going to take off the roof here, and it just peels back like this, and it's just held on there with magnets. So it just comes right back on. Flip. And it centers itself because of the magnets and everything like that. Magnets was kind of the first idea, but there were some intermediate ideas I tried. I didn't think the magnets were going to hold when they came in, but eventually I tried them, and they did work. I tried pins, but I ran out of Band-Aids, so I dropped the pin idea. This whole building actually comes apart. Oops, I just bumped the camera there. So the corners are actually just held in with friction. So this comes out like that, and you can see, I don't know how well this is going to come up on the camera, but you can see some of the brick and concrete work on it. So the backs took quite a bit of work because I had to paint everything black so the light wouldn't come through, and then over that white so that any light that's in it reflects and comes out the window, so it actually looks like a room rather than a black room with a light in it. And all the windows had to be glazed. I wind up actually adopting my own glaze, which is out of white glue, which is I do use as a mat to clean up any cyano glue, because cyano dries very glossy. So if I get it on the outside, I use my own mixture. The only problem with that approach is that it does come off easy. So if I rub this or scratch it with my fingernail, it'll just come right off. And through handling it through an infinite number of years, it got a lot of scratches in it. So I just decided to use some Scotch tape. So that comes off like that. And then the rear piece is actually held on by magnets too, and that will just drop into place like that. And the nice thing about having the cornice embedded in the roof is that you don't have to get these cuts precise, and because it's very difficult to cut foam at the sub-millimeter level and get it right. So this piece actually comes off. It's a little sticky in there because it's friction fit in the... so this is another piece with magnets. And this is the back of it where we have the LEDs, which is a combination of there is one pin in here. There's also some thumbtacks that I used. But this actually lifts right out. So you got two strips in here, you got another one in here, and these actually come right out so they could be serviced, and you can see inside of the windows. So they also get window shades too. So the each one has a unique window shade in it. Some are a little bit darker than others to make it look aged, and heavy smoker, sat in that office, etc. So all the buildings are going to be like this, all modular, so they can all be put together on site or taken apart. And I think that's it. The next one I'm doing is going to be what's called Building B. It's a little bit smaller than this. This is the second to largest building that had to be done, and this had to be done from scratch. So the rest of them, I have the facades done. I have B done. C, which is the largest, it's 50% larger than this, 50% more panels. It's also 3 stories. That is, the facade is complete, with exception of a couple small corners on it. So it's largely working with the windows, glazing them over, putting the shades in, putting the supports in for the lights, doing all the foam work, and that's again a chore. And the other 2 sections, which are the L shape that's sticking out where the trains come in, it's smaller. It's 3 sides and 1 foam side, and then there's 1 section that's going to go back here. The back of the L or corner of the L, it's going to have 1 facade on it and 4 pieces of foam, basically. So, and then we're good to go. Well, hope you enjoyed this. All right, see you guys later.